All right, ladies and gentlemen, sorry for keeping you waiting an extra couple of minutes. It's time to get started with, well, my final reading of my redo of Whole Cake Island. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here. I am once again sorry for being so late. I had originally scheduled this at 12:30, but I was just too into cleaning that I was like, you know what? Let me give myself some extra minutes so I can clean myself up and also finish cleaning the rest of the house as well, or at least the room that I was cleaning in. So I decided to start at 12:45. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my last reading of my Whole Cake Island arc redo that I said I'd do. Now, mind you, I'm stopping at 89, even though the Whole Cake Island arc ends in volume 90. I'm stopping at 89 because I believe at that point I was already getting really into the voice acting of everything that was going on, and I want to keep those. I just want the story to continue from there. So once I'm done with this volume, I'll get started on making that brand new playlist that has all of my One Piece reactions on it from volume 1 all the way to 89, and then continue on from, where does this volume end at? Chapter 901, basically onwards. So that'll be just one big massive playlist that has every chapter of One Piece I've reacted to back in the day, along with the newer volumes that I did that, will probably be slightly jarring to those who watch like the first volume and then get into how I did reactions beforehand. But yeah, it'll just continue on from there. So thank you everyone who decided to tune in all this while, not just from my Whole Cake Island redo, but basically for everything I've done for One Piece, because without those reactions, this channel probably would not be as big as it is now, or at least gotten me noticed by as many people as it has now. So I just wanted to say thank you. But today we're going to be reading volume 89, which is titled, volume 89 of the series, which is titled Bad and Musical. And this will cover chapter 890 all the way to chapter 900. So, clearing my throat so that way we're good to go. Let's go and get started, shall we? Let me make sure that I'm properly sat in my chair so I ain't got to worry about nothing. Story! After 2 years of hard training, the Straw Hat Pirates are back together, first at the Sabaody Archipelago, and then through Fishman Island to their next stage, the New World. Luffy and crew head into Big Mom's stronghold and successfully take back Sanji, who was stuck in a political marriage with Big Mom's daughter. They then join forces with Beji in a plot to assassinate Big Mom that ultimately fails. When Big Mom doesn't get to eat any wedding cake, she falls prey to her hunger pangs and turns her rage on the Straw Hats. Sanji decides to help Pudding bake a new cake to placate Mama's rampage. The other Straw Hats attempt to escape Whole Cake Island, but are on the defensive against against Mom's powerful forces. In order to help them escape, Pedro sacrifices himself, and Luffy enters a one-on-one battle with Katakuri, where he struggles against his opponent's strength. Now disaster looms as Big Mom's on the Sunny itself. So like I said, we're going to be going through chapters 890 all the way to 900. Chapter 890, Big Mom on the ship. In the last volume, Big Mom basically jumped off of Zeus and managed to land completely on the Sunny itself.
What's going on? Why's Mama so slim?
She must be hungry. Perorin? How many years has it been since I saw Mama so nimble? And Daifuku is just watching on as well. As Big Mom is on the ship, her stomach is growling. And Zeus is right above the Sunny.
I'm so hungry. But nothing else will satisfy me. Where is it? Where's my wedding cake?
And Big Mom, without any effort, just basically starts tearing the Sunny apart, literally lifting one of the cabins off of its hinges, just trying to find where the cake is.
She's breaking the Sunny!
How can we drive her away? And mind you, Carrot is currently, recovering after using her Sulong. Wait, Big Mom!
It's not here. And not here.
There is no cake on this ship.
Nonsense! That can't be true. My son said it would be here. If it's not, then I will have to take the life of my eldest son with my own hands!
And Big Mom looks crazy here. Oh, she remembers. How conscious is she right now? Because Petals Petal is terrified. I thought I could fool her.
And I don't appreciate you calling my son a liar! Hey, Napoleon! Yes, Mama. Here we go. Cognac! And she sets Napoleon on fire. I'll slice you into 2 burning pieces. A giant flaming sword! You can't handle it! Run, Jinbei!
Kadagi glaze! And Jinbei just armors up with hockey.
Mama mash!
And Jinbei clashes against Big Mom. He actually blocked a swing from Cognac?
Do you think you can win?
And Jinbei is actually struggling because, remember, Napoleon is currently set on fire right now.
A battle of strength? You slippery little shark!
And sends Jinbei flying directly into the water. Jinbei!
Mama! Where is it? Where is that cake? I'm practically dying of hunger.
And Big Mom is just casually placing, like, Napoleon everywhere, and Napoleon is just slicing into the Sunny.
Stop it, Big Mom! Carrot's in that room. If you want to stop, if you want me to stop, then you better fess up!
As she continues to try to break inside of the Sunny, just breaking it apart, sending both Nami and Chopper flying.
Nami! I'm okay.
Oh, good heavens! Big Mom's hair is setting fire to the sail!
Where could you have hidden that enormous cake?
And Big Mom starts reaching for Nami.
Run away, Nami!
But all of a sudden,
Guard point!
And Chopper goes guard point and protects Nami.
Chopper! Why, you're even stranger than I thought.
Our ship is burning. Oh dear, we must put it out before the ship burns down. Water! Ocean current, shoulder throw! And then a big old mass of water comes in, straight out of the water, and douses the entire deck of the Sunny. And it harms Prometheus because Prometheus is fire.
Darn it! That water just drenched me!
You did it, Jinbei! And Jinbei hops up out of the water, and Big Mom, hair all wet, just glares at Jinbei. Be gone, Big Mom! Fishman karate, secret art!
Then give me my cake!
Vagabond drill! And he hits her straight in the chest. Well, straight in the stomach with Vagabond drill. And Daifuku's all like, huh? Just staring through some binoculars, and Big Mom gets sent flying off of the ship. Mama! And Zeus comes up and catches her before she falls in the water. Because, devil fruit users and water, weaknesses. Haha. And then we get Chopper.
Yes!
Pedals confused.
We did it! We drove her off!
We had to stop the damage or Luffy and the rest of them would have words with us. Don't slow down the ship. If Pedal's Pedal catches up to us, then it's truly the end. Hurry! Big Mom will recover at once!
Okay!
And then Chopper just runs off. But Big Mom is watching from the air.
How's Carrot? She's fine! Mama! Ah, yes. I've just come up with a wonderful idea. I'll slice it open. It's brilliant, Mama.
And Napoleon extends out to an extra long version of the sword he turned into.
And then I'm certain to find that wedding cake. No, it's stretching! If she starts swinging that sword! If she starts swinging that around!
Then our ship is done for at last.
But we're in better position now. Oh, Zeusy! Remember how much you love these? I've got a whole bunch to eat.
Oh! And then Zeus is just taken up by the black ball clouds that Nami's conjuring. Oh! I'm not falling for that again! Stop trying to tempt me, foul seductress! And then Zeus looks like he zaps Nami.
Ah! Nami!
That was me.
That was you?
Because it shows Brook basically took the whole brunt of the electricity from Zeus.
That was you!
Indeed, and without any flesh to sear, lightning does nothing to me.
You wanna fight with me, Soul King? Don't you remember how your sword failed to put a scratch on me?
Of course I do. So might I suggest that you give me a glimpse of your undergarments instead?
Huh? What?
There, already done. And Brook blitzes Big Mom before she can do anything.
Huh?
3-pace hum. Soul Notch Slash! And it wasn't Big Mom that Brook was aiming for, but actually Zeus. And he sliced him in two. Yeah! From the very start, our target has been you, Zeus.
Yeah! Huh? Electric charge black balls. Now release your charge and be at peace. How could you?
And in that instance, Nami used both the black balls and Zeus as a catalyst and proceeds to electrocute Big Mom right there on the spot. Mama, no, this can't be happening.
They discharged Zeus into oblivion. That bought us some time.
Hurry, Brook! Mama!
And Prometheus catches Big Mom instead this time. Hurrying! And it shows Brook running across the water.
We did it! That was amazing, Brook.
Wait, that's Nami.
That was amazing, Brook.
We minimized the damage as best we could, but the ship still took quite a beating.
Oh, I don't suppose he has the feistiness to trouble us anymore. And Brook is just holding Zeus.
Oh, Zeus! You seem to have been under a misconception. I wasn't asking you to be friends with me. Let me state the question one more time. Will you be my servant, or will you die?
And in the anime, this was such a malicious scene with Nami and Zeus in both, the sub and the dub as well. But we have Big Mom riding on Prometheus.
After them, Prometheus! Yes, Mama.
And that's the end of chapter 890. We got an SBS and then onwards to chapter 891. Question: did Chef Struzin land directly on his right eye? He must be so talented and nimble. Hello! Let's start the SBS. Signed, Dory. Answer: it's not really his eye as much as his entire right forehead that got whacked and swelled up. It takes a real man to save the day that way.
Hang on, you just started the segment!
Question. Nami sure insults Caesar to his face a lot. Scum, trash, better off dead. Did she catch a bit of Robin's sharp tongue? Signed, Dory again. Answer. Please remember Punk Hazard. Caesar was giving children drugs, referring to his own followers as guinea pigs and dedicating his life to building weapons of slaughter. He is a man who is better off dead. If Nami is kind to anyone, it's only women and children, so I'm certain that she utterly despises Caesar, as is right to do. Question. Nice to meet you, Oda-sensei. I understand that Katakuri loves sweet things. Does that mean his least favorite kind of food is spicy things? Sign, Yukito. Answer. His least favorite is hot ramen. It's the natural enemy of Katakuri, who really doesn't want to let anyone else see him eating. Actually, he's totally fine with spicy foods. Question. Hello, Oda-sensei. How does Katakuri sleep? Sign, Tatsu. Answer. Keeping his back from touching the ground is a sign of his strength, but the wall is totally fine, actually. So he'll sleep leaning against the wall, or sometimes he won't lean on anything. He'll fall asleep standing upright or sitting. Chapter 891, They Believe in Me. Flower Town, Wheat Island.
Ah! Wow!
Yipes! Gave me a heart attack!
As mirrors are being shattered all over the place.
Is this Straw-Hat Luffy guy really that tough?
He must be if his Mirror World fight against Master Katakuri's taking so long.
Whole Cake Island.
Le 9:30. How could this last for so long?
We're still getting island reports of broken mirrors.
Do you want to hear something fascinating?
And we have Stussy here, along with Morgans, Mondieu, and Baron Tamago, or Count Niwatori.
Don't do this. You'll lower their chances of survival further.
What is it, Madame Stussy?
I hear that Tamate box was a gift from Straw Hat Luffy, yes? Did you realize that was the cause of the blast?
What? In the mirror world?
Ah, yes. Another day of pristine, cool perfection from Brother Katakuri.
And we have this one individual who's apparently floating in the air watching Luffy fight.
So what are you waiting for, sniper?
I've been trying to hit him.
And every single time these snipers try to aim at Luffy, he keeps moving away.
But for some reason,
And he just shaves away.
he's so fast I can't, dang it!
Enough of your incompetence.
Ah!
And the sniper gets stabbed in the shoulder with a fork.
I have 41 older brothers, 40 of whom selected me for the Best Sistress Award. I am everyone's favorite. On the other hand, Brother Katakuri is the target of admiration for all 38 of his little sisters. Not to mention every last little brother. I have many rivals for his attention.
I didn't think I would be going this high for this voice.
Everybody wants to be Brother Katakuri's favorite, but I am the truly favorite sister. Beneath heaven and earth, I alone am the treasured one.
Just seriously.
But I am the truly favorite sister, the woman who will be king of the little sisters.
36, daughter of Charlotte, age 15, Charlotte Flambe, president of the Katakuri fan club and kamikaze captain.
If I can help him here, I'll score major points.
We understand, Lady Flampe. We want Katakuri to like us too.
Nobody cares about you! But more to the point, I don't like seeing him struggle this much. He must be perfect at all times, or I'll be very disappointed.
Very true. But I
wouldn't say he's struggling. It's just that the other guy's sticking around. He's taken fatal damage several times over.
Let's see. Who's saying this? What's that girl's voice? The voice I'm using.
He's lost tons of blood along the way, but somehow he keeps standing. It's really funny. Laughable. You'll get what's coming to you, you filthy bloody ape!
And then it shows Katakuri just standing there as he makes another donut just appear right next to Luffy. And then he tries to punch Luffy, but Luffy dodges out of the way. And then Luffy, while he's dodging and somersaulting away, he kicks towards Katakuri, who dodges him and appears right next to Luffy again with several more donuts right next to him. And proceeds to just pummel Luffy with all of these power mochi hands. Did he try to dodge? And mind you, while Luffy's getting punched, he just growls and stares at Katakuri. And while that's happening, Katakuri comes up right up to Luffy while he's being pummeled, and then makes his leg turn into mochi. Why doesn't the light go out? In those eyes! And he kicks Luffy, just covers him in mochi, and then sticks him to a wall. And while that's going, Luffy looks like he's struggling underneath. And then he stops, and then Luffy just essentially breaks through the wall on the other side. Yeah. I don't understand you. Even falling to the ground is a source of shame. And then Luffy just gets up, but just gets slapped, just gets punched directly in the head by Katakuri and sent just back on the ground again. And then Luffy gets up, and all we see is just a montage, just a couple of panels of Luffy constantly getting punched by Katakuri. No wonder you're frustrated. You tried to stand, and I swept you off your feet. You tried a left punch, so I hit your left shoulder. You tried a right punch, so I hit your right shoulder. The result is that you are a useless fool who feels nothing but frustration. This is what happens when I can read your actions ahead of time. And Luffy is just thinking back to what Rayleigh told him. There's a will to every attack, a presence. Don't just strike out blindly, Luffy. And when Luffy tries to use Gear Third against Katakuri, Katakuri repels it with an even bigger power mochi punch, just overpowering Luffy's fist. And when that happens, Katakuri goes and kicks Luffy. Yes, it's true. Very infrequently, he sees the same future that I do. So now he's starting to realize, stay down. We know all about your plan. And Luffy is just on the ground while Katakuri is just creating another spear, getting his mole spear out again. Kakao Island at 1 o'clock, but your friends will be crushed before they actually reach the island. They will be greeted by my brother's massive fleet, and the same fate awaits you if you should somehow leave this place. But I'll appear from the mirror anyway. You make it sound like this is bound to happen. On Beji's ship at sea. And then we have Sanji. We did it. It's finished. The ultimate wedding cake to stop Big Mom. And everyone's cheering. Who's better, Sanji or Zoro? Who's better, Luffy or Usopp? What simple questions? Seriously? What a delightful smell! I'm getting faint. I don't know what else to say.
And we didn't need to put in any poison. This taste has gotta send you to heaven, Big Mom.
And everyone's cheering. And mind you, this is a wonderful looking cake. I mean, it's literally a copy of the one that was made at the wedding.
Lady Pudding!
I'm so glad we finished in time.
Hey, you guys okay?
All the cooks are collapsing. What a harrowing cooking process.
Pudding, Chiffon, it couldn't have happened without your help. Thank you. With this cake, it's a guarantee that we can save our crew.
And then Pudding just laughs at him.
Ah! Are you sure about that? Yeah, we made the cake, but what if your friends are already dead? And if not, there's still no guarantee Mama will love the cake. It's a waste of time even taking this cake to her, Sanji. Dear?
You know, her second personality pops up. Wrong, Pudding!
Wrong. Oh gosh, what am I saying?
Whatever the case may be, I still have to go. They think I'll make the greatest cake ever and use it to stop Big Mom, because...
And then we cut over to the mirror world.
They think I'll beat you and appear in the mirror, because... they believe in me!
And Sanji says the same thing. They believe in me. And then we cut back to the Sunny, where Chopper has assumed his monster point. On the Sunny. What in the world is that? Are they all monsters over there?
Chopper, it's no use!
But I've gotta do it anyway! Do your worst, Big Mom! I can at least drag you down into the sea with me!
And it shows Big Mom has made Prometheus grow to an enormous size. To the point where it looks like it could engulf the Sunny.
Mama! Let's see how far you can run now.
But we managed to make it this far.
Sanji should be coming any moment now. You've been a fun time, but now I want my cake.
At that size, no ocean spray will help.
Witness the tremendous volume of an emperor's soul. And then Nami sees something in the distance.
Huh?
What's that? Tasty smell!
And that is the end of chapter 891. We got another SBS and onwards to chapter 892. Question: Oda-sensei, can my son, age 3, marry one of Big Mom's daughters? I could really use a great military force at my command, and Big Mom would also get my comprehensive chore work, plus my super tough-as-nails wife. Kinda seems like a win-win, don't you think? Signed, political marriage between Sanada and Charlotte. Answer: don't ask me. Go ask Big Mom. Next question. Question: what are the favorite and least favorite foods of Crocodile and Daz? I'm thinking that since the president loves his banana gators, he won't eat bananas and gators, but my sister thinks he doesn't like oranges. She said it would be hard to peel them with his hook and all, so now we're fighting. Signed, Banana Me and Orange Sister. So, for Crocodile, he likes gator meat and tomatoes, but hates ketchup. And for Daz Bones, Mr. One, he likes raw ham and hates cooked pork. Answer. There, your answers. Doesn't seem like the difficulty of eating or the gator pet situation factors into it. In fact, based on these answers, these two guys are some annoyingly picky eaters. Question. In the comic and anime, it's made pretty clear that after Luffy uses Gear 4, he can't use Haki for another 10 minutes, and he's at risk of being immobilized with fatigue. But in Chapter 885, he seems to be moving around just fine. How did he nullify the risk of immobility? Signed, Bushi. Answer: there's no risk of him not being able to just get up and move around. He can't use Haki, but he can run around if he wants to. In Dressrosa, for example, he had people to help him after Gear 4 and was able to preserve his strength just for the next attack. If he can't rely on someone else for help, he's just gotta tough it out. That's the end of the SBS. Onwards to Chapter 892. Threat confirmed. And then we have Nami.
It's them! The ship is here! The cake's on board!
And mind you, it cuts to Jinbei, Brook, Chopper in his monster point, and Carrot, who's still, taking a sabbatical after using Sulong.
Sanji's group made a cake and brought it back!
Yeah, Sanji! Sanji!
Mama?
And Big Mom is smelling this cake as well.
What a delightfully sweet scent.
And we get Capone.
Hey, there's your guy's ship, and Big Mom too. There's a pretty big fleet behind them. The ship's in bad shape, it looks like. Prepare for battle, boys!
Yes, sir. And then Sanji just starts undulating. Nami, I've come to rescue you.
They've been on the run from Big Mom and Pedal's Pedal for hours. It's a credit to them that they survived, and without their captain to boot.
And Sanji is just still swinging around, seeing Nami again.
There's someone on the prow. What's that weird aura around them?
Whatever it is, it's not Haki, but that's Beji's ship. Why?
And who's that on the ship? And I think that's Bavaroy.
Huh? Was someone just dancing on the prow?
Perorin? Well, they've managed to recreate that wedding cake. If the taste is good enough, it should stop Mama's fit in its tracks. But Beji is there. The cake is bound to be poisoned. And Chopper is just kneeling down while Chopper's standing there after seeing that Prometheus is no longer attacking them. The attacks have stopped. I thought we were done for. Then back to Pedal's Pedal. Should we destroy the cake? No, then we'll have nothing left to stop Mama's hunger pangs. The nation will be destroyed. But if the cake is poisoned and Mama dies, so does the country in our pirate operation. Then we get Capone speaking to Sanji.
Hey, Blackleg, you've got a deal. We'll handle the cake from here. Like we agreed, there's no aggression until Mama's eaten the fill and is satisfied. But after the meal, I'm free to do as I please. Whenever you want. Our mission is simple. To calm Big Mom down with cake. That's all.
And I'm sure it'll work.
Hey, Sanji! Dear,
Hurry the heck up unless you want to die! Super top speed, Rabian!
And Sanji is in the role of Rabian as Pudding, and the both of them fly off.
Fast enough that Brother Perils and Brother Bavaroy don't notice.
Got it! And then Big Mom again.
Here we go. I found it at last. Yes, Mama. Wedding cake!
And Big Mom ignores the Straw Hats and goes sailing and goes flying after Capone.
Here she comes. Turn starboard. Southwest at full speed. Head for Liquor Island.
Yes, sir. Master Pedals! Master Pedal! The ship with the cake on it is turning around!
Why? And then the Straw Hat crew start moving away. And Sanji finally lands back with the rest of the Straw Hat crew.
Oh,
Yo, I'm back.
Sanji!
Sanji! Pudding! I'm so glad you're safe.
Same to you guys.
we were barely making it out of danger. I thought our luck had run out. Thank you!
And Jinbei's just watching. And then Sanji's realizing that Nami is hugging him, and he just can't handle it. And while Nami's looking at him with, like tear-filled eyes, Sanji loses it and contorts his entire body. I love you too, Nami! But Nami gets out of his grip before he gets too handsy. But why Beji's ship, Sanji? And Chopper goes,
Looks like they're heading somewhere else.
After she eats the cake, Mama's actions will be unpredictable, so they're gonna take the cake to a nearby island.
What? They're bait? Since when did he get so considerate?
I guess he hasn't given up on assassinating her yet. As long as I save this ship, I'm fine with it. If he keeps Mom away, that's perfect.
Wow, she really did a number.
Wow, she really did a number on us. I'm sorry I failed to stop her.
Don't be silly, Jinbei. Without you, we would never have...
We can catch up later. We can catch up later. I'm just glad you're all safe. We're Pedro and Carrot.
Oh, Sanji doesn't know about Pedro's sacrifice.
Well...
They're sleeping. They're exhausted from battle and are resting inside. Both of them. Then we get back to Bavaroy.
What should we do, Brother Pals? Straw Hat's ship and Mama are heading in different directions.
Beji speaking. Benji, you knave! What are you up to? Don't worry about Mama's hunger pangs. We'll handle that. She'll eat a fill of cake and we'll make sure she calms down. Liar! Traitor! So go ahead and chase Straw Hat, knowing that all is well. How dare you!
Gotcha. Because Capone is making it seem like, oh, if I make it seem like we're gonna handle Big Mom from here and then just shut the phone off, then they're gonna probably think the worst, and then
follow Benji, Bavaroy! I'm 100% positive that he's plotting to kill Mama. He very well could have waxed pudding already.
But Brother Perils, what should we do with the Straw Hat's ship?
It'll sink at Kakao Island anyway. Besides... Come in, Smoothie, are you following us?
Right on your tail, brother.
You folks stick to the Straw Hat ship. Bavaroy and I will go after Mama.
Got it. You could just let us do that. You could have just let us do that from the start. It's been one pointless runaround. We should have just stayed on standby at Kakao Island. He's so impatient. Men are idiots. Oh wait, we should have just stayed on standby at Kakao Island and enjoyed some chocolate and tea. He's so impatient. Men are idiots.
14th daughter, Sweet 3 General Smoothie. 15th daughter, Citron. And 16th daughter, Cinnamon.
No complaining now. Everyone prepare for battle.
And then everyone just agrees with Smoothie.
They figured us out? They know where we're supposed to meet up with Luffy?
That's right. If I had to guess, Kakao Island's got a barricade of ships around it now. Seems like they confirmed us as a rare true threat to them. This will be the last and biggest obstacle to overcome. Our defeat is certain if we fight a fleet.
And then we get back to Capone.
You sure you're okay with this, Chiffon?
After them! Give it here!
I'm sure. Thank you, Benji.
This is one heck of a task we took on. If anything, we're having a hard enough time just escaping, let alone assassinating her.
This is what it means to repay a life debt. Don't worry. Trust in the cake's flavor. That cook's work was truly incredible.
That's what I love about you, Chiffon.
And then everyone's cheering for her. And then we're cutting to the Straw Hats again.
A different group is chasing us now. That's General Smoothie's ship. How far is it to Kakao Island? About 3 hours.
Oh wait, this is Nami going.
A bit over 3 hours. We should be arriving just at the agreed time of 1 o'clock.
But we can't begin to guess where and when Luffy will pop out onto Kakao Island. And we can't warn him of danger ahead of time either.
There is one plan I have in mind that will take us through Kakao Island.
Then on Kakao Island. Master Oven, more and more ships are filling in to surround the island. Is this really necessary?
I can't imagine that Master Katakuri would allow Straw Hat to escape.
Tell that to Tamago. Tell that to Tamago and Monsieur. It is necessary, Brother Oven. Can you believe this? The explosion that took the chateau down was planned. Few in number, rookies or not, these people can't be ignored. If they get away from us, it's a shame on our family!
And then all the people who are here on Kakao Island are just murmuring with themselves.
What?
Didn't you hear me? Do it now! Everyone go into their homes and break all of the mirrors on this island.
What?
Even the precious ones?
If you don't want to break any, sink them into the ocean, and we can pull them out another day. My point is simple. This should be the only working mirror on this island. No others can exist. If anyone should allow Straw Hat to escape via their own mirror, that entire family will be executed. Now go!
Ah! Mew World, Luffy versus Katakuri. And Luffy is still getting tossed.
Stop getting up. How do you expect to win? He's getting closer and closer to my color of observation.
And it looks like Katakuri tried to hit Luffy, but Luffy moved out of the way. And mind you, Luffy wasn't even looking at him.
If I don't eliminate him soon, then the unthinkable could happen.
But Katakuri is also tired as well.
Huh?
And Luffy's looking at his inability to stand.
Mochi!
And then Katakuri swells up his arm with spear in hand. And then Luffy tries to instinctively dodge out of the way.
Thrust!
And Katakuri manages to basically gore Luffy. And then Flampe is laughing. It shows Flampe laughing. And that's the end of chapter 892. We got another SBS. Need to let my arm down just a little bit. We got another SBS. And then we can move on to the next one. Question: is Semla a real thing? I want to try them. Signed, Odamania. Answer: Semla are real. It's a pastry from Sweden. There's a period called Lent in Christianity where people used to go on fasts. This was a long time ago, and they'd eat semla before the fast. So that part of the story was based on the historical custom. I've never had semla either. I want to try it. Question: hello, Oda. On page 132 of volume 88, there is a reference to a place called Chockfull Town. But this doesn't seem to be a kind of food. Is it chock full of something? Who's the minister? Sign Ryota Enara. Answer: yes, I know the name on its own sounds weird, but maybe this description will help. Chockfull Town on Pantry Island, under the control of Minister of Finance Noisette, 15th son. 15th son. This island manages the funds used to buy ingredients for Totland. In other words, pack these dishes chock full of good stuff. Spare no expense. Question: you know how there's that netting coming down on the front of the cap of Charlotte Bavaroy, 26th son of Charlotte? Is that the same thing that old baseball caps used to have? Those were cool. Those were so cool. Signed, Captain. Answer: yes, you recognized it. You got it. They used to have those things. When I was a little kid, all the baseball caps that Japanese boys wore had these mysterious net things under the brim you could pull down. I looked them up and they're called front mesh, apparently. I wonder if any caps nowadays have them. I'm happy someone noticed. It looks cool. Now, before we move on to the next chapter, got a package at the door. I'm gonna grab that and then I'll be right back. Hold tight, everyone. Chapter 893, Flampe, 36th daughter of Charlotte. And I think back when I read through this chapter originally, I called her Flambe, because I think the translation of me reading from that one site was wrong. Because when I read through the Whole Cake Island arc, I was not reading officially from Viz like I do now. So, seeing Flampe, yeah. Chapter 893, Flampe, 13th daughter of Charlotte. And Luffy, suffering the injury of getting gored by Katakuri, is basically bleeding out.
Why do you look so hideously miserable?
And Luffy is just screaming out in pain. Yeah, Luffy just screams out in pain. Ah! And then Flampe and her cronies are laughing.
Your foot slipped? Amateur!
And Luffy braces with Haki, but Katakuri just proceeds to just kick him right then and there. And then Flampe is just laughing to herself.
Actually, dear brother, I was the one who...
Why, you clever little scamp.
And this is what Flampe thinks the conversation's gonna go like. And then Katakuri takes a spear and tries to stab at Luffy again.
An instant of carelessness can turn the tide of battle.
And while Luffy's flying through the air, still bleeding out, another donut appears right next to him.
Why did you lose focus?
And Luffy gets buried in the ground by this one punch while Flampe continues to laugh at his misfortune.
Mochi Anemone!
And using tons and tons of fists, he just basically beats Luffy into the ground with just a whole bunch of donuts just all around him.
What's wrong, Straw Hat?
And then dust starts to settle again. And Luffy is just literally laying in a crater.
Just when I was starting to admit you were worthy, you've suddenly shown yourself to be very disappointing.
And Luffy's just laying there, teeth knocked out, massive whelps up on his head, eyes glazed over. I think I saw it! Maybe that was my imagination. No, imagination is just fine. No, imagination is just fine. It is beyond such tricks of the mind that you will find the color of observation. And this is Rayleigh speaking to Luffy.
You must learn to sense it subconsciously.
Subconsciously? And then Luffy, after all that, wobbles and starts to stand up again. His legs shaking.
He stood up again! Phew. What's with his squeaking legs?
And then Flampe just inhales, floats up in the air.
Here goes! One more time!
And then uses a dart gun, like a blow dart, and shoots it at Luffy.
A numbing needle!
And then while Luffy is standing there huffing and puffing, he dodges. He literally dodges the dart itself.
Huh? He dodged it? My silent needle? But then he fell!
And people are laughing behind the corner. And Katakuri can hear them.
Watch out, Miss Flampe! They'll hear you!
I can't help it! You should see that monkey's legs! They're knocking and trembling like a newborn's ears!
Don't make me laugh, please!
It's so stupid! He's covered in blood and hideously weak, and yet he just keeps standing up over and over! He can barely stand on those trembling legs, and he just gets knocked down again!
And she's just constantly laughing, and Katakuri realizes.
Flampe?
Brother Karakuри's looking this way! Oh no! He's going to compliment me! I'm not ready yet!
Oh, Master Katakuri's coming this way.
I see. So it was you, Flampe. You took away his mobility with your special silent blowgun. His focus clearly faltered for just a moment in the midst of that heated standoff. I knew something was wrong.
As it shows Luffy struggling to really stand up.
That was when I attacked and gouged his belly, inflicting a fatal blow. But do you really think I want to win that way?
Oh,
Look, Miss Flampe, there he goes. And it shows Luffy getting up. The baby deer stood up again.
Stop making me laugh.
His legs, the jitters, just like a little baby deer.
Oh, brother dearest! That's right, brother Katakuri. This was all me. Aren't I just the cutest and most considerate of all your sisters? Nobody in the world is better than my perfect brother, and I'm his favorite.
And while she's floating towards Katakuri, Katakuri is just glaring at her.
Brother!
What's so funny?
And then Katakuri takes his spear and then turns it on himself and gouges his side the same way he did Luffy's. And some of his blood splatters on Flampe's face. And she's all like, "What?" And Luffy's looking, he just stabbed. Ah! Master Katakuri! And then Katakuri coughs up blood and starts to take off his scarf in front of his sister, in front of everyone.
When two men are fighting, the last thing I need is some half-hearted assistance!
And then Flampe, seeing his face, screams out and starts tumbling backwards until she hits a wall.
Stay away! Don't touch me, you monster! I hurts!
If you're going to laugh at that idiot, then laugh at me too!
And Katakuri is just fully displaying his face.
What? Master Katakuri, your face! Is that a curse?
And then Flampe is shivering, staring at Katakuri, and she goes,
You suck!
Agreed! What a letdown!
Ew, gross! You got blood on me! What are you thinking? Why would you stab yourself? You are not the brother Katakuri I know! Look at your gross mouth going all the way to your ears, like a pelican eel!
and she spits in his face.
Ah! I can't hold back my laughter!
And Katakuri is just thinking back to when people saw his face when he was a kid.
Here comes the pelican eel! Stay away! He's strong as a monster and looks like one too!
And Katakuri doesn't say anything.
What are you doing, people? The monster's getting away!
Huh?
Take photos! We have to show everyone this hideous face!
Sorry, sir. Excuse me, pardon me.
And they're laughing at Katakuri's face while they're taking pictures of him.
We're going to send these pictures to every member of the fan club, to every island in Totland. How dare you splatter your filthy blood on me and threaten the most popular sibling of all? You're not my perfect brother. You're just a gross loser. I'm ashamed to admit I'm related to you. You're gonna get it. Both of you are gonna get it now.
And Flampe is just going off. She's going off while Katakuri is ignoring her, walking back towards Luffy.
Ah, water. It's always good. Sorry about this. I was sloppy. I failed to notice that tiny needle.
There's no such thing as fighting dirty in a battle between pirates. It was my fault for not being able to dodge it.
I've had enough of the peanut gallery.
They won't be able to stand after this anyway.
And they both Katakuri and Luffy look at each other. And then all of a sudden, they both unleash Conqueror's Haki, knocking out everyone. And then Flampe gets hit by it, and before she loses consciousness, she thinks,
Supreme King Haki? From the monkey too?
and then she goes unconscious. Then Katakuri fully takes off his vest as Flampe hits the ground and goes,
I no longer assume that you are inferior to me.
That's great. Thanks. But I'm still going to win.
and both Luffy and Katakuri prepare to go for one more round. That's the end of chapter 893. Onwards to chapter 894, 1205. And now we go back in time when Rayleigh was apparently training with Luffy.
No food until you can dodge 100 times.
But I'm hungry, Rayleigh!
Then focus. Is that how it works? Is the enemy going to stop attacking because you're hungry? There's a will to every attack, a presence.
I smell something yummy!
Ignore that. That's my dinner.
Over there!
And Luffy, blindfolded, after, suffering many, many hits on the head by Rayleigh during his training, aims in the direction of Rayleigh, but Rayleigh just casually walks away. But what Luffy hits and senses was actually Rayleigh's food.
Gotcha!
Don't just swing at random, Luffy!
Ah!
And then hockeys up the stick he's using and slaps him in the face.
That hurt, Rayleigh! I sense rage!
That's the hockey too! Now dodge this!
I sense the rage! Ah!
And then Luffy's just laying down, and the animals are all bringing him food to eat. But he's all like,
No, get lost, you two. I don't need food. If Rayleigh says I don't get dinner, then I don't get dinner.
And then it cuts to when it's winter, and Luffy's still training with Rayleigh.
Within the confines of color of observation hockey, you seem especially attuned to the emotions of living things. It's probably unconscious, though. But having that ability means you can sense the actions another person will take.
Yeah.
Among the mightiest in the world, you'll find some who can see a bit into the future.
The future?
What do you do if you come across someone like that? 2 years of training isn't going to let you get to that level. It'll be tough.
I guess it depends on what they're like.
You mean your opponent's personality? I've never even thought about that. You really care?
Well, of course I do.
You're an odd fellow. You gotta consider it, for when there's no escape.
Oh, wait. You gotta consider it for when there's no escape.
You're setting yourself up for a world of pain. Well, come on. I'll train you with everything I've got.
And then Luffy is standing there, and he can sense exactly what Katakuri is about to do, and without opening his eyes, he starts dodging all of Katakuri's attacks. And then when he tries to kick Luffy, Luffy jumps over, but Luffy still gets punched in the head and manages to block another fist with his hand. Mind you, remember, the power mochi is more powerful than Luffy's haki, so Luffy gets hurt just merely trying to repel and block. Ah! And then he gets hit directly in his arm and his elbow.
Burning!
And Katakuri takes his fist, actually heats it up, and fires it at Lucci.
Burning mochi!
Hold on, getting a call. Wow, we really have it's just amazing sometimes how we progress to the point where we can just have casual video calls on the go. Remember when this used to be seen as like super futuristic tech and now we just have it as a normal thing? It's crazy. But Luffy Katakuri uses burning mochi and fires off his fists, which is on fire, and it hits Luffy directly in his chest and sends him through multiple pillars in the mirror world. And Katakuri just regrows his arm back. And Luffy gets up. The voice acting is amazing. I'm reading along with you. Well, thank you. I hope you're enjoying yourself. But yeah, Luffy gets up out of the rubble and rushes Katakuri. And all of a sudden, before Katakuri can defend himself, Luffy manages to land a solid hit directly on Katakuri's face, hitting him from the left side, though. 10:10 p.m. And we have Capone.
We got the cake, so they can't mess with us. We'll be at Liquor Island very soon. That wasn't so hard. It's thanks to those quick paddle repairs. Well done, boys.
Thank you, Godfather.
At that size, Prometheus ain't the nimblest mount.
Well, we'll toss the cake into Lelo Liquor Island and make our escape.
Yeah, that seems like a good plan.
No, we can't do that yet.
What's the matter, Chiffon?
Liquor Island is too close. Let's draw her out farther to Fluffy Island.
Wait, Chiffon, are you thinking straight right now? If Mama eats the cake on Liquor Island and regains her wits.
Oh, wait.
If Mama eats the cake on Liquor Island and regains her wits, she'll still have enough time to go back to chasing Nami's ship.
So what if she does? We gotta think about ourselves. We can't last that long.
Just look at how starved Mama is now. So let's go to Fluffy Island.
Exactly. Wait, no, were you listening to me, Chiffon?
And it shows Big Mom, and Big Mom has lost an enormous amount of weight. She's skinny now. Big Mom is now Thin Mom. But now we cut back to Luffy and Katakuri as, well, just this one brief moment where Luffy gets punched in the face by Katakuri using a block mochi. 10:50 p.m.
Here he comes again! Turn us portside, Jinbei!
And Jinbei steers the Sunny away from this giant shockwave that goes across the ocean towards them. And it's Smoothie.
Smoothie! If you giganticize any further, you're gonna sink the ship. They're too slippery.
And apparently Smoothie is capable of basically increasing her size.
Darn it, Jinbei.
Don't relax yet. I'm trusting in your orders.
Don't worry, I'll take care of this. I'll take charge of this.
And this is Jinbei speaking to Nami. Then we get Carrot, who's up now.
I wonder if Luffy's won by now. I wonder if Sanji's made it. I'm sorry I was asleep.
Little sis, does the same thing happen to Cat Viper and Dogstorm?
Sanji should be contacting us as soon as there's any change. I wonder if that woman is a giant.
Then we cut to another panel of Luffy literally getting stomped by Katakuri. Remember, this dude is getting stomped on the heel with the heel of Katakuri's boots. And remember, Katakuri has spurs on this as well. In the anime, there was a moment where Katakuri takes his knee, which has a spike on it, and kicks Luffy in the face. I'm sorry, but if that happened to anybody in real life, they would be dead instantly. Getting kneed in the face, not just the inertia from the weight of the attack, but just the spike. And in and of itself, it's literally one of the most painful things I've ever seen in One Piece. Not present in the manga, but it was just added on. Sorry, eyelash in my eye. There we go. All right, cool. But Luffy is just continues to get stomped by Katakuri while trying to hit Katakuri, and Katakuri's dodging. 11:08 p.m. This is literally just a time of things happening and the time passing. And we get back with Pudding and Sanji.
Thank you, Pudding. None of this would be possible without you.
Stop that! Farther towards the edge, Sanji. Dear, they're going to think we're husband and wife.
And Pudding can't handle the mere thought of it. She's, well, love-struck.
Luffy's going to show up right in between an army and a fleet. Who is?
And mind you, the jelly The jelly's all like, who's gonna think
Who's gonna think you're husband and wife?
Luffy's gonna show up right in between an army and a fleet, and I'm gonna save my captain.
And then we cut back to Katakuri versus Luffy, and Luffy's being beaten up by Katakuri, but keeps getting up. 11:36 p.m.
I can't believe there are so many siblings on Kako Island.
How worried are they about Straw Hat Luffy? Where are your mirrors, people?
We threw them away, of course.
Are you serious about this, Brother Oven?
It's a festival! It looks like so much fun!
Shut up! You don't have anything better to do. This'll all be over in an hour and a half. Never realize how inconvenient it is without the telepathic sea slugs.
And we have new people. 36 to 40th sons and 30th to 34th daughters of Charlotte, decuplets. And then we have 33rd son Raisin and 35th son Ewan, and some more as well.
We're here. How many foes are at our doorstep? Thousands?
Single digits, I believe.
What? I'm going back to sleep.
Wake me up if anything happens. We have 32nd son of Charlotte, Brownie.
What has become?
What has become of the esteemed Big Mom name?
27th daughter of Charlotte, Joconde.
Worst generation.
And 25th son of Charlotte, former Sweet 4, Snack, with a bounty of 600 million berries. This is a member of the former Sweet 4 that was beaten by Mad Monk Uruj when it was talked about. 12:05 a.m. About 1 hour until Kako Island meeting. And Katakuri and Luffy are still facing off against each other.
What's wrong, Straw Hat? Is this?
Yeah, that's right.
All you've got?
And then Luffy continues to struggle. Well, he's struggling to get up, but it's hard for him. And Katakuri's paying attention. But Katakuri's also kind of starting to wobble as well. He's approaching his limit too.
Yes, I accept. It's time to end this. If you can. I already answered that. This is the end. I know. Gear 4. Snake Man!
And we get different markings appearing under Luffy's eyes as he hockeys up again, and his appearance changes, but we don't see it yet. As we, instead of getting Bounce Man, we're getting Snake Man. And that is the end of chapter 894. Onwards to chapter 895. Luffy the Pirate versus General Katakuri.
Gear 4, Snake Man!
And Luffy, contrary to the rotund round shape of Bounce Man, muscular round shape of Bounce Man, Luffy is still keeping a relatively thin but athletic build where the haki is built up around his legs and his arms. His hair's also swept up even more than Bounce Man, and he has that same trademark smoke going around his shoulders, and he has even darker markings under his eyes than Bounce Man.
Snake Man, you seem a bit different from before.
That's right. Now, I'm faster! And then Luffy cocks up his hand as if he's about to use Kong Gun, taking it inside of his arm, but his knuckles are his fighting stance, instead of it just being like, you know, like I forget the exact name, like a god pose. It is literally just his hand and knuckle in this stance. And he sends it towards Katakuri, who dodges out of the way. And Katakuri is confused, but then all of a sudden, he gets hit in the face. He gets hit in the face. And while he's reeling, Katakuri suddenly gets hit by another attack.
Why did it come from the side?
And while Katakuri's standing there wondering what just happened, he looks to his side and barely manages to put his arms up to brace himself for another punch that hits him. And when that happens and he starts backflipping away, Luffy is already preparing another punch.
What is it? I'm sure I dodged that.
As another punch comes sailing towards his face. And Katakuri dodges away and then realizes.
So that's what's happening.
So while Katakuri is dodging away from these punches, Luffy is actively changing the direction at breakneck speeds of his punches while it's still flying, allowing him to hit Katakuri while he dodges. And Katakuri ducks out of the way.
After him, Python!
And then Katakuri tries to dodge again. Yeah, he dodges again.
That won't work! Even stretching, I'll accelerate! Gum! Jet Culverin!
And he manages to hit Katakuri, still bracing, but sends Katakuri flying into one of the pillars of the mirror world. And Katakuri skids to a halt. And Katakuri sees it and literally causes his head to go into his shoulders, literally causing his head to just straight up disappear into his body. And while Luffy's punch is still going, Katakuri changes his entire body into like a round donut and starts sailing towards Luffy, while also coating his arm in haki, making it spiky, and hitting Luffy with like a sticky lariat.
Buzzcut Mochi!
And, well, Luffy gets hit by the spikes and slammed by this hokied up attack as well. And while Luffy can't get undone, Katakuri starts spinning Luffy around him. Just starts, while he's still embedded on his arm, just starts swinging him around.
Stop it! Darn it, I can't get loose!
And then Katakuri's shoulder bulks up. It gets even more muscular as he's putting every bit of energy into bringing Luffy high up in the air. And Luffy's screaming as Katakuri brings his whole arm down with as much strength as he could muster and slams Luffy directly into the ground, leaving Katakuri standing over this massive hole that Luffy has been embedded in.
Darn it! It hurts! The pain! I'm so hungry!
And Luffy shoots up out of the ground.
Gah! What are you saying? Everything I'm thinking. It feels much better that way. I'm gonna knock you out, Katakuri!
And they both just start unleashing many rapid speed blows against each other. Luffy with his constant stream of Jet Culverin, and Katakuri with just his block mochi on his arms. And Luffy lands a punch on his face, Katakuri lands a punch on his face, and it's just a montage of panels of Luffy and Katakuri meeting each other blow for blow, bar for bar, word for word, just hitting each other constantly. Until they both stop after hitting each other in the face, causing both of them to falter. And then Luffy gets knocked back, Katakuri skids to a halt, and before he can even really rest, Luffy comes in and tries to hit him from a distance, but Katakuri blocks literally just with his foot, just literally sticks his leg out and blocks it right before, without even thinking.
Come, Black Mamba!
And rapidly unleashes multiple punches all over the place. Multiple punches all over the place. And Katakuri is dodging every single one of these punches and proceeds. Wow, so this actually happened in this. This actually happened in this fight. I completely forgot where that kick landed in. But it's here that Katakuri lands that same knee I spoke about directly into Luffy's face. You see the spike literally bending Luffy's face inward and send him flying. Like I said, if this was any other person, that person would be dead. So I was wrong. It actually was in the manga. It wasn't just something added in for the anime. It was actually in the manga. My bad for getting that wrong. But while Luffy's sailing, Katakuri turns into a donut again and starts rolling towards him.
It's that one again! I'll ease your pain for you. This is the end, Straw Hat! No thanks! Come!
And Katakuri launches out of the donut with
Buzzcut Mochi!
King Cobra! And they both scream at each other. Ah! Ah! And we don't see the impact. And that's the end of chapter 895. We got another SBS and we can move on to 896. We got 4 more chapters after that because this ends on chapter 900. Question. To utilize Flampe's expression from chapter 891, out of Big Mom's 85 children, if Katakuri is the king of big brothers, who is the king of big sisters, king of little brothers, and king of little sisters? Signed, OP Girl with Asking Pangs. Answer. Well, first of all, let me just clarify that her Best Sistress award is something that Flampe herself created and runs. She's dedicated enough to run around collecting the surveys herself. She actually collects data on elder and younger brothers and sisters in total. So let's look at the top 3 of each. For biggest bro, we have Katakuri, Oven, and Pedos Pedo. For biggest sis, we have Smoothie, Amande, and Brule. For bestest buddy, we have Anglaise, Nugo, and Dolce. And for best sistress, we have Flampe, Pudding, and Anana. Of course, given that each person has an unequal opportunity for votes in these categories, this is clearly just an excuse for Flampe to declare herself the king of little sisters. Question. Hello, Oda-sensei. What's up with how big Smoothie is in chapter 894? Why? What kind of power is that? And why is her sword wet there? Signed, nameless OP fan by the name of A-chan. Answer. I didn't have the space in terms of pages to draw this, but Smoothie is an evaporation woman with the powers of the ring fruit. She can squeeze things to create juice, or cut an opponent with her sword to pull out their moisture and dry them up. She can store that stolen liquid in her own body to get bigger and expel it as an attack. She's very tough. And she's also, by far, the most widespread attacker in Pirate Warriors 4. When she grows to giant size, all of her attacks gain massive AoE. Pretty much the biggest in the entire game. So it's actually kind of crazy how good that works. I wonder if I gotta test out both Whitebeard and Big Mom's Mama Mash. I gotta test out and see which one has a wider range later. But that's the end of the SBS. Chapter 896, One Last Thing. 12:28 a.m., 32 minutes until Kako Island meeting.
The possibility that Katakuri will lose? Are you seriously asking that?
The possibility that Katakuri will lose? Are you seriously asking that?
Yeah!
It'll never be anything higher than 0%.
That's right, you clown. Brother Katakuri is the perfect man.
Ow!
Because the decouplets are kind of... One of the decouplets brought that up as a topic.
If I were Straw Hat, this is what I'd do. His arrangement is to meet with his crew at Kako Island at 1 o'clock. In other words, their ship won't arrive until 1. So I'd go after Sister Brule, the very key to unlock the mirror world. And then I'd either hide there or on another island until enough time had passed.
That's a good point, and nobody knows where Sister Brule is now.
Exactly. So it's quite possible that Strawhead Luffy will run from his fight against Katakuri and still pop out at this mirror at 1 o'clock.
I see. That makes sense.
And Sister Brulee's a real klutz, so I can easily see her getting captured.
And we have all these Charlotte Syllabings talking amongst themselves, and Sanji's just chilling in the background.
Did they bring all their muscle here? If Luffy doesn't bolt for safety the instant he appears, we'll never get out of here alive. Pudding, when Luffy shows up, this'll be it for you and me right here.
And Pudding is keeping her distance away from Sanji.
Why so far? Can you even hear me, Pudding?
Mind you, he's not being loud because he has to whisper because so many of them are so close. This is your future bride, Pudding. And Sanji's just thinking about, hold on. Wow. That one was building. Sorry.
Let's get married. Tomorrow. Boy, it sure was a strange series of events that brought us together, wasn't it? But our parting will come soon. Thanks for everything.
Huh? But I tried to trick you. But I tricked you and tried to kill you. Don't turn around and thank me, Sanji dear. I want to apologize. I need to apologize. Shut up!
Right, we're enemies. But even though the wedding was a trap, a big fake show put on by the Big Mom Pirates.
Wrong!
Because Pudding wants to express her true feelings, but she can't.
If somebody had to play the role of my fiancé, I'm glad it was you, Pudding.
And Pudding turns around to him, and she's crying. All three of her eyes just filled with tears, snot coming out of her nose, drool coming out of her mouth. That emotional.
Sorry, I wasn't making fun of you.
Stupid tears, stop screaming! Say, Sanji, dear, I have a request. Just one last thing before you go.
And then she takes the cigarette out of his mouth.
Huh?
And then we cut away from that. And then we cut to 12:37 a.m. inside of the mirror world after Luffy and Katakuri unleash their attacks on each other. Buzzcut Mochi and Gum Gum King Cobra. And both Luffy and Katakuri are dripping blood all over their bodies. And both of their fists start to recede. Luffy's fist comes off of Katakuri's torso. Mind you, the thing about King Cobra is Luffy enlarged his fist to a much larger size to get Katakuri, while Katakuri starts to lift his Buzz Mochi off of him. And then the ground beneath Luffy completely breaks and buckles under the assault, and he falls into a hole again. And Katakuri's just staring. And Luffy is down at the bottom of this hole, completely devoid of haki and completely tired. And then Katakuri falls forward, and he's unconscious as well. Both Luffy and Katakuri have both hit the ground. 12:40 a.m. Whole Cake Island.
I can't believe they've survived this long. If they should actually escape this all-out blockade, well, I hardly need say that it would be big news.
Shut your beak, Morgans. Forget about your scoops for a second. We swallowed our pride and summoned our best forces to Kako Island to prevent such a freak occurrence. I don't care if the Pirate King Gold Roger himself appears from the mirror. He's not going to escape us.
And Morgans is just looking at Monsieur like, bruh, if you don't get out my face.
Once we finally catch the entire crew, we'll slit all their throats and line them up for tomorrow's front page. We'll make an example of them.
And Stussy goes,
How ghastly. There's no need to be so extreme.
You kidding? That's me being nice.
12:43 a.m.
We can't make it, Godfather. They'll get us before we reach the island. Let's dump the cake and get away.
It's too late to panic, boys. We may have been born in different places from different mothers, but we'll die together.
Godfather!
12:45 a.m. And Nami,
I think we'll make it by 1 o'clock. The only thing I'm worried about is Brûlée, the key to the mirror world.
No, that's Jinbei going,
The only thing I'm worried about is Brûlée, the key to the mirror world. Even if he wins the fight, he can't get out of the mirror without Brule. Luffy doesn't seem like the type of fellow who can calculate such tactics.
Exactly! He can't!
It's completely beyond his ability. Oh no!
I'm not even sure he understands what time it is.
That too?
12:47 a.m. And Luffy's hand comes out of the hole. And he uses all of his strength to basically slingshot himself up out of it and flops on his back again, struggling to stand. And he's thinking back to when Nami said,
Listen,
I think it was Nami when she said,
listen to me, Luffy. At 1 o'clock in the morning, once you've beaten him, find a mirror that leads to Kakao Island. We'll meet up there.
and Luffy is just dragging himself.
What time is it right now?
And it shows Katakuri standing above him, just huffing and puffing, equally tired as well.
Will you be back someday to topple Big Mom?
Of course I will! I'm the man who will be king of the pirates! And then Katakuri wobbles.
You're looking quite far into the future.
And then Katakuri, in that moment, leans backwards and his back touches the ground. And Katakuri has officially been KO'd. And Luffy's just looking at him as Luffy's the only one standing. Then Luffy walks over and drops something on his face. And it was his very own hat, covering the face of Katakuri as a sign of respect. And then we get Brule.
No! Brother! Brother Katakuri!
Oh, Branch.
It's Brule! What in the world did you do to my brother, Straw Hat?
Looks like you knocked out Katakuri. I don't believe it. Get out! Hey, my name's Storms. I caught Brule and waited until I could help you get out of here.
Mystery Savior, Storms, who looks eerily similar to Peckham's.
Peckham's, you're all right. Yeah, Pedro died to save your lives, and I'll be darned if I let that go to waste.
12:50 a.m.
There it is. That's Kakao Island. Sanji.
Gotcha.
Luffy's not out yet. Stay away from the fleet at the shore. Don't worry, I'll bring Luffy to the ship.
12:55 a.m. And it cuts to all the Charlotte kids waiting on Luffy. Even Oven's ready because he's already heated up his hand.
Are everyone's weapons at the ready? If he comes out of that mirror, it'll be in the next 5 minutes.
Finding! It's good to see you! I hope life has been treating you well. We are on chapter 896 of volume 89. We still got a few to go before this volume is done, and then my redo of the Whole Cake Island arc comes to an end with these volumes, because I'm stopping at 89, because the rest of it will carry on the remainder of the Whole Cake Island arc up into the Reverie and into the rest of my reactions for the remainder of the time I did reactions for One Piece all the way up until now. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy.
If he comes out of that mirror, it'll be in the next 5 minutes. Show yourself, Straw Hat.
And that is the end of chapter 896. Woo! Yo, Finding, thank you for being a member. This calls for an applause. Finding, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the Helpful Peoples. I appreciate you. Well, welcome back, actually. But it's good to have you once again. Thank you for all your time. Thank you. Thank you just in general. I greatly appreciate it. So I had to do that. Welcome back. So we have another SBS corner. Question. I love Ace. What would he look like if he wasn't killed in the Paramount War? Please let us see Ace at age 60, age 40 and 60, Exalted Eiichiro Oda. No prob, continue please. Of course, of course. Exalted Eiichiro Oda, signed daughter of Ace from the Whitebeard Pirates. So, Oda drew 2 different versions of Ace. One where his life went well, and one where it didn't. Of course, because of copyright reasons, I can't show that to you, but it shows Ace at age 40, and he's going,
Yo, Luffy, you haven't changed a bit.
and at age 60,
No, I'm retired.
and when his life didn't go well, he's fat, and he goes,
Hey, Luffy, can I borrow some money?
in a different future, and at 60 is,
Mind if I peek in the safe, Chopper?
you never know what path life will take you down, so I drew 2 possibilities. Question. Hey, Orachi, on page 145 of volume 86, chapter 866, we see Harudin as a boy. But who's that other boy eating behind him? Could that be the giant pirate Stanzin from chapter 500? Signed C. Macaron. Also, gotta add your name to the end credits whenever I I gotta add your name to the patron list again. Add it to it again so people can see it at the end of my regular videos. So I gotta add your name back. Signed C. Macaron. Answer. Good discovery. That's right. He's old childhood pals with Harudin. And after all of this time, he's come to join Luffy's fleet on the page to the left. Chapter 897, Peckham's Kako Island Escape Plan. Time left until the Straw Hat Pirates meet up at Kako Island. Just 4 minutes.
It's the Straw Hat's ship! What should we do, Smoothie? Form a solid wall behind them. Where else can they go from here?
And it shows the Sunny making its way to the coast of Kako Island, while the fleet of Smoothie is really just right behind them. On Kako Island. And Sanji's paying attention to the one mirror that's still here.
Come on, Luffy, hurry up.
And then we have Oven, who's getting upset.
It's testing my patience. My patience.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, snap. I'm reading this wrong. Because it's meant to be read straight across. Wow, this is another double spread panel that made me think it was something else entirely. Sorry. Time left until the Straw Hat Pirates meet up at Kako Island. I'm doing it over again. Just 4 minutes.
It's the Straw Hat's ship! I'm amazed they got this many I'm amazed they got this many ships together. I think they spotted us.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm reading it right.
It's an enormous
I think they spotted us. Sorry, I gotta... You know what? The configuration of these panels just completely botched up how I view this whole panel, so please forgive me for messing it up like this.
It's an enormous fleet.
Keep your distance from the island or they'll trap us from both sides.
Well,
I'm amazed they got this many ships together.
do you only read the official version? Chapter 180 is already out by unofficial translation. Like, either way, I'll be waiting for your videos. I only read official. And mind you, it's... Yeah, I strictly read official. I used to when I first started, but now I just read officially from the site. So the next chapter that comes out is tomorrow, so my reaction will be tomorrow. So that'll be when I read the newest chapter, but I never read early scans. Not anymore. Used to, but not anymore.
It's the Straw Hat's ship! What should we do, Smoothie? Form a solid wall behind them. Where else can they go from here?
The way this configuration is up.
It's the Straw Hat's ship!
Sorry, messing me up again.
I'm amazed they got this many ships together.
I think they've spotted us.
It's an enormous fleet.
Keep your distance from the island or they'll trap us from both sides.
Oh no, we're gonna die! Hurry up, Smoothie! Hurry up, Luffy!
Sorry, not Smoothie, but...
Hurry up, Luffy!
What should we do, Smoothie? Form a solid wall behind them. Where else can they go from here? This is the end of the line. They're already trapped like rats.
Whole Cake Island.
Keep the transponder snail open. I'm keeping an ear on the situation there.
Yes, sir, Master Mon Dieu. On Kako Island. We're back on track again. Sorry about that.
Come on, Luffy, hurry up. It's testing my patience. Come on out anytime you like, Straw Hat!
And all of the people of Charlotte waiting outside of the mirror got their weapons ready in order to kill Luffy. And then the mirror starts to change.
Sulong? Yeah, get out! I've never liked turning into him. Going into Sulong form turns me into an unthinking, rampaging monster. At that point, I can't hear nobody or nothing except for one man's voice. And that was Pedro. Get out! Peckham's, stop.
And he's thinking back to Pedro.
For whatever reason, only his voice was capable of breaking into my subconscious and calming me down. Pedro. That means there ain't no one left in the world who can stop my rampage once it gets started. Get out!
Whenever I do the Gidao, I kind of feel the tingle on my throat because I'm making that sound happen. Grabbing me some lunch after this. A nice, big, hefty meal. Because I feel I deserve it.
That means there ain't no one left in the world who can stop my rampage once it gets started. Get out! Listen up, Straw Hat. It's a full moon tonight. If I start going out of control, you need to use that opportunity to get off Kako Island.
Peckham's, you fool! It'll never work, traitor! There's enough firepower at Kako Island to wage an entire war! Even your Sulong form will get overwhelmed in mere moments! Wee!
Shut up, Brule. Here we go, Straw Hat. Don't let Pedro's sacrifice go to waste. Get out! Yeah, got it. Thanks.
Kako Island.
Ah! Help me!
That voice came from the mirror.
Could that have been Sister Brule?
She's been captured by the enemy. It's probably Straw Hat. Here he comes. Take aim!
And the mirror starts to change, and Oven's looking, the couplets are looking, Sanji's looking, going,
Huh?
And Peckham's launches out with Brule bound up with her in an arm lock, head in an arm lock, and a gun pointed.
Huh? Peckham's?
What? Peckham's, what are you doing here? What? Don't move, Big Mom Pirates. Don't try any funny business with me unless you want to see your beloved sister's head blown off. Get out!
Ah! Stop it, Peckham's!
Brule!
Sister Brule! Help me, everybody!
As Peckham's has a gun pointed at her head. And then Peckham's throws off his shades.
Well, this disguise wasn't gonna work past the transformation anyway. So who cares?
And he stares up at the moon.
I'm gonna keep Straw Hat alive. The man Pedro placed his bet on.
He's gonna turn so long! Stop it, Peckham's! You're gonna go out of control! Hold him down, people!
It's too late. Prepare yourselves. Get out!
And then we get Oven.
What kind of bizarre diversion is this? It's neither Katakuri nor Straw Hat. And you pop out of there brandishing a gun for no good reason at my dear little sister?
And using his powers, Oven sets fire to the revolver that Peckham's is holding, allowing Brule to get free, burning Peckham's at the same time.
Heat beating!
And using his heat powers, punches Peckham's in the face, setting Brule completely free. And then Luffy goes flying off of Peckham's because he was secretly hiding behind Brule the whole time.
That's Straw Hat Luffy!
Sanji speaking. Luffy's out.
Yippee!
There he is! He was trying to hide! It's Straw Hat! Take him out!
So he escaped Brother Katakuri and popped out of the mirror first? That's worthy of respect.
Yahoo! And they try to hit Luffy, but Luffy has enough strength to immediately jump away from him.
He's up over the rooftops.
You don't really want to jump. That just makes you an easier target.
And then one of the Charlotte sons comes up with a sword and goes,
"Have at thee."
"Ugh." And Sanji comes in and kicks Brother Raisin. Raisin, that's his name. Kicks Raisin directly in the face, saving Luffy.
Brother Raisin!
Who was that?
Sanji!
So you won.
Sure did. And Luffy, even though he was tired, has enough energy to smile.
I knew you could do it.
Over there! He's flying away!
And using Skywalk, Sanji starts flying through the air.
Hardly. This was all within expectations.
Plenty of use knows how to use moonwalk.
And they can use Moonwalk too. Certain members of the Charlotte family can.
Crush his eyes so he can never see the full moon again. No! Get out!
And they all start beating, the other members of Charlotte start beating up on Peckham's because of what he did. Peckham's!
Not so fast!
Huh?
How dare you ignore me?
And this one Charlotte member has this big old giant mallet.
Learn some respect!
And smacks both Luffy and Sanji with this giant hammer.
Shoot him dead! Yoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
Crap. Oh, darn.
You're outnumbered. Try as you might, you can't overcome. You can't overcome a disadvantage like this. Yeah!
And before they can hit Sanji, something blocks their bullets.
Huh?
And then there's this massive explosion that happens in front of them. Oh, a massive explosion happens.
An explosion at the harbor!
Huh? Hey, what just happened?
What's going on? Ships are burning along the shore.
What's that?
It's another fleet, Master Snack.
Oh, yeah? Who?
It's Germa's fleet!
What are they doing here? They should have been annihilated just hours ago. Load next volley.
Yes, sir!
It's you. We really owe you one for the tea party, Big Mom Pirates.
And Luffy's fast asleep.
It's them. Germa Double Six! What are you doing here?
Because it shows Ichiji, Niji, Yonji, Reiju. They all are standing around Sanji and they protected him.
What a coincidence, Sanji. We were just hoping to enact some payback of our own.
And that is the end of chapter 897. Germa Double Six comes in for the win. Love you, Q. I love my peoples too. Question. Hello, Odachi. I am a huge fan of Odachi and Luffy. And today I have a question for you. As a child, Monkey D. Garp had round eyes like Luffy, but as an adult, they're narrow. So what happens to Luffy's eyes? Will Luffy be like Garp when he reaches age 20? Sign, Ngok Duyen. Answer, I don't even know how to properly pronounce that name, so I probably butchered it. Please forgive me. Answer, the text of this question might be a little strange because it was sent from Vietnam through a machine translator. In other words, when Luffy turns 20, will his eyes get narrow like Garp's are? That's only 1 year away from how old Luffy is now, so I don't think he'd change that much. Let's follow Ace's example and see how he'd turn out at age 40 and 60. So, when Luffy is age 40, he looks slightly older, but he has like a beard, like he has like stubble like Shanks a little bit. Yeah, he has stubble like his stubble is basically similar like Shanks and his scar's still there. And when he turns age 60, he basically almost looks like Garp. He almost looks like Garp, going meat. And in a different future where life really didn't treat Luffy all that well, at age 40, he apparently gave up on his dream of being king of the pirates, going, King of the pirates? Quit dreaming. And then at age 60,
Say, you gonna finish that meat?
there, when his future goes well, he does look kind of like Garp, doesn't he? But you never know what'll happen. That's all for the SBS this time around. See you next volume. Chapter 898, I Will Return.
It's not working! What's with these guys? Just keep firing! Bring out the bazookas!
Because all of the Charlotte family is opening fire on Germa 66, and their bullets don't do anything. They're bulletproof.
Wait, is it true they were augmented with steel skin?
Blast it! How in the world did you survive that? I thought Nustorte and his 10,000-man army conquered your kingdom!
Oh, wait, sorry, I'm reading that wrong. What about Yamato at age 40? Not just having fun? Ha.
Just keep firing! Bring out the bazookas!
Take that wounded fellow and get off the island, Sanji. You're only holding us back here. They set up a trap for us.
And now they need to pay.
Everyone on this island is the prey of Germa 66, Sanji. We've got dibs.
Wait, is it true they were augmented with steel skin?
Blast it! How in the world did you survive that? I thought Nustorte and his 10,000-man army conquered your kingdom!
Oh, right. There were a few flies buzzing around, but we smacked them into the ocean. What do a bunch of fools think they'll be able to do with our scientific power?
Brother Nestorte! Pasquante! Dos marche! Come in, brothers!
As I was afraid, first Peckham's is a traitor, and now everything is going mad. Sacre bleu!
And even Tamago is just like, oh my god, I can't believe this!
They reported that Jama has already been eliminated. So why is the Jama fleet appearing on Katakuri Isle?
12th son of Charlotte, Nustorte, who is, well, in the sea right now. And then we have Germa 66's entire fleet going, fire! Then we get Smoothie.
Don't get distracted by the Germa fleet. We're only following the Straw Hat's ship. Tell that to all the ships surrounding the island, too. Yes, ma'am.
Stupid Mondial. How did they let Germa slip past them?
The same could be asked of you, Brother Daifuku.
Well, yeah, but at least I caught back up.
Germas showed up. What do you think?
Are they friend or foe? Would they really come? Oh, wait.
Are they friend or foe?
Wait, Germa showed up? What do you think? Germa showed up. What do you think?
Are they friend or foe?
Will they really come after us when they have a good chance to escape?
But our partnership was only temporary.
We can't trust them to be...
We can't trust them to be on our side.
Gotcha.
Jinbei, can you hear me? Sanji! Pass by the harbor at full speed, and within that opening, I will return.
Let's go, Jinbei, to starboard!
Got it!
Don't let Blackleg escape!
They split up! Crush Germa!
But where are they?
And there's just explosions happening all over as Germa's just taking it to the Charlotte family.
I can't see through the smoke and dust!
And people are getting knocked around, kicked around, beaten up, as Sanji is carrying Luffy, bodying everybody in his way.
There he is! Don't let them get away!
Exactly. You must not let them escape. Above all else, Straw Hat Luffy cannot get away. He did not slip past our brother Katakuri through some simple diversion. Oh no! I will tell you exactly what happened in the mirror world.
What, Sister Brule?
Our brother, Katakuri. Perfect, powerful Katakuri. Greatest in the world. Lost his fight against Straw Hat Luffy!
And she's screaming this out, and everyone hears this. Everyone stops fighting and hears this. Even Oven's all like, "What did you say?" The decouplets are like,
Huh?
Monsieur, hearing this, is all like, "Ah!" And Luffy, being carried by Sanji, is just fast asleep.
No, Katakuri, your legendary winning streak ended by that boy? It can't be true! He would never lose!
Master Katakuri can't lose. It's not possible.
And Brulee's just bawling her eyes out.
He must have used some cheap trickery. Make him pay!
Shoot him dead! Slice him to pieces!
Straw Hat Luffy won't even have bones left to identify him when we're done.
And then Oven jumps up right next to Luffy and Sanji.
Take this, Straw Hat!
Get him, Brother Oven!
Sparking!
And Ichiji shows up
Valkyrie!
and bodies every single member of Charlotte, including Oven, sending flying spears of light shooting through the air that pierces even Oven.
Sparking Valkyrie!
Master Oven!
Jump, Sanji.
And Sanji jumps up in the air while Oven is on the ground, coughing up blood and barely able to stand.
Brother Oven!
Ichiji.
Hang him over, Blackleg, or I'll smash you out of the sky again!
And before this member of Charlotte can use his same old big old hammer to smack down Sanji, the hammer breaks completely thanks to Yonji. And then Yonji's cybernetic arm, which is apparently cybernetic, stretches out and grabs this dude by the throat. Winch guillotine! And he swings him around, basically using this dude's body as a battering ram that smashes building and Charlotte members alike.
Yeah!
And then sends him flying. Go! And while Sanji's in the air, more members of Charlotte go and try to shoot at him.
Shoot him! He's going over the rooftops! You'll pay for what you did to Master Katakuri.
And one actually gets a bazooka out, took y'all long enough, gets a bazooka out, and fires at Sanji. But before there's an explosion, Niji comes up and grabs Sanji. And has him and propels him even further.
They're gonna blast you to pieces if that's the fastest you can go. Niji. Lightspeed Blade. Henry Blazer!
And using his sword with the power of, God and anime on his side, he slices through all these members of Charlotte with, speed and electricity, so all of them get cut.
This is bad, Master Oven! They're about to slip out of town!
Out of town?
And Niji's just smiling. And then, with all of his strength, Niji smiles and goes, "So long, failure!" and throws Sanji into the air. Faster than even Sanji can kind of handle. Man, if these eyelashes and pieces of lint don't stay out of my eye, I'm almost done. Let me have this.
Snack, Brownie, Joconde, shoot them down in port. They're going that way.
Is a transponder snail going off? Did anyone hear something?
We can do this. We can get there.
And they're all aiming. Everyone is... It's right on my eye. It's just sitting there. So annoying.
We can do this. We can get there.
Got the tear gas rounds loaded.
All we gotta do is take away his ability to fly. Here we go. 3, 2,
And then something pierces this dude straight through, and he appears to be poisoned.
Ah! What just happened?
I'm not going to stand by while you shoot at my little brother.
Germa!
Understand? Don't ever come back here! Now run!
And Reiju is thinking back to that one piece of advice that essentially saved Sanji's life when he was a kid.
Pink Hornet.
And she breathes out, and every other person around Reiju gets poisoned.
Ah!
Don't turn back!
The Straw Hats got off the island! All ships coming!
Hurry, Sanji!
Ha! Here he comes, everybody!
And Carrot sees them.
Sanji's carrying Luffy! They did it! They're back! Sanji!
Luffy!
I can see it ahead, Luffy. It's the Sunny.
And that is the end of chapter 898. Onwards to chapter 899, The Final Fortress. And then we get Mon Dieu. We're almost done. One more chapter after this, and then my reread of Whole Cake Island from volumes 82 to 89, which is exactly where I wanted to stop, even though the Whole Cake Island arc doesn't stop there, will come to a close. Oh, my goodness. So many Saturdays of me doing this. Wow. Wow.
Brother Barrels! Come in, brother! What's Mama doing? What about Benji? Where's the cake? Depending on the answers, that situation might be worse than Kako Island. Brother Barrels!
Big Mom's group at sea.
Yes, I know. I haven't lost sight of them.
Brother Mondior, it's Bavaroy speaking. Brother Barrels is ignoring his wounds for so long that he's completely lost all strength.
Enough, not now, Peronin. Give me that. We're in the waters outside of Fluffy Island. It's chaos over here, too. Chiffon and Benji have finally let the cake go. The cake is on Fluffy Island now, Peronin. This should all be over within the next few minutes. If they happen to put poison in that cake, there's nothing we can do about it now. Alert all of Totland, Peronin! There are 3 possible outcomes of this. 1. Mama dies of poison. This would be the end of the Big Mom Pirates. 2. The poison doesn't work but tastes bad. Mama's hunger pangs will continue, as will her destruction. 3. The poison doesn't work and it actually tastes good. Only through this miraculous outcome can we actually survive.
As it shows Big Mom getting closer and closer to the wedding cake with Prometheus.
Steel yourselves. Our fate rests within the flavor of that cake.
And Mon Dieu can't quite comprehend it or understand how the situation got the way it is.
Well, the news is all over the country. What's gonna happen to Totland?
What's gonna happen to Totland?
Mama has no rational control right now. They're saying that Nuts Island has been destroyed.
What?
Huh? Hey, where did Morgans and Stussy go?
They left the island earlier.
They what? Seize them at once! They might let this information slip out of the country!
Oh, right!
Especially the newsy!
Peanut Town, Nuts Island. And it has the aftermath of Big Mom going on a rampage there.
Guess her hunger pangs aren't over yet.
We've been giving up years of our life to dwell within the safety of an emperor of the seized country.
Oh, wait.
Seized territory.
And Amande's there.
Only for the Empress herself to level it to the ground.
Beanie Bean Town, Munchie Island.
It's all over. Even the great Strusen took days to meticulously craft that grand wedding cake.
I don't think even Lady Pudding could recreate such a masterpiece in only a few hours. Ah, but they have no idea. Tabletown, Cutlery Island. How do you make a cake Mama finds utterly lip-smacking good? There's just no way. Prepare to evacuate. Sherbet Town, Ice Cream Island. Mama's on Fluffy Island now. That's the island under the purview of Chiffon, Minister of Fluff. Floof Town, Fluffy Island.
Lady Chiffon, why'd you have to bring the cake here?
It's all over. It's all over for this island. Run for your lives. Mama's gonna destroy it just like she ruined Nuts Island.
Because Big Mom is there on Fluffy Island because that's where the cake is.
And Lady Chiffon's been infected by that backstabber Bedge's treachery.
No, I brought the cake here because I believe in it. I don't know where he learned how to cook, but Blackleg's skill with food is even greater than the head chef's.
We gotta split, Chiffon. Whatever happens to this country, it ain't our problem anymore. We did right by them, and now the Nostra Castello is dead.
Oh, right, because the ship crashed. Yeah, the ship crashed.
I swear, after everything we did for them, if the Straw Hats get themselves killed, I am gonna be spitting mad.
And then Big Mom lands in front of the cake.
Ha 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 ha. Mama, mama. Wedding cake.
Coast of Kako Island. Straw Hat and Blackleg escape to sea.
Luffy! We're so glad you're all right.
And then, Luffy's getting hugged on by Carrot and Nami, and Carrot just licks his face. You guys, I nearly died from waiting.
Liar! Your wounds are still fresh. Chopper, you must see to him.
Oh wait, this is Brooke going, Chopper, you must see to him. He's lost as much blood as he can stand.
I'm on it. The same for you, Sanji. You've been shot.
Huh? Oh, yeah.
And Sanji's just ignoring the fact that he's been shot. But they're still opening fire on the Sunny.
Whoa! Good one. We'll hit them eventually.
They're catching up to us, slowly but surely. This is Smoothie's fleet that's still behind them. We're not out of this yet. You'll have to tend to them while we flee.
Fire!
And then all of a sudden, one of the Tart ships gets shot upon.
Huh?
Darn it. Judge! Gemma's providing fire.
Gemma's providing backup fire. Shall we fire back?
Don't bother. The fleet at the port will keep Janma busy.
And Sanji's just looking, and Judge is just looking at him. And we see part of Judge's face. No mask present because it got broken. But he has bandages, and he's just looking at his son. Well, looking at Sanji.
What does he really mean to you, Straw Hat Luffy? This is an inescapable den of danger. The territory of Big Mom, Emperor of the Sea. Did you really risk your lives just to take him back? Sanji is the failure of Germa. His skin is no armor. He busies himself with menial cooking. He has no royal pride. He is swayed by pointless emotions and exposes himself to danger for the sake of the weak. His mentality is soft. He is flawed as a soldier. He is a failure.
And Sanji and Luffy's just looking at Judge. Sanji isn't saying anything. Jinbei isn't saying anything. So long! Thanks for the backup! Luffy doesn't even bother answering him. He's just like, okay, bye!
Why don't you answer me, Straw Hat?
Random question. Do you think Robin can take out Smoothie in a one-on-one fight? It's definitely possible that Robin could put up a good fight, as long as Smoothie doesn't use her powers to grow to a very large size. Now, seeing here, I'm not going to speak of how strong she is in the future past Whole Cake Island, because you never know, someone could be looking at this volume and listening to it for the very first time. So I don't want to give out spoilers of how strong she becomes later on. But it's entirely possible. That's my answer.
Why don't you answer me, Straw Hat?
That was weird. Why was he just listing off all of your best qualities?
Right?
That definitely wasn't what he thought he was doing. Ha 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 ha! You guys are the best.
Whoa! Ahead! Nami! Ahead!
And this is Carrot speaking to Nami.
Huh? That's bad. Jinbei, there's a huge fleet ahead.
When did that happen?
So, they finally noticed.
That's a lot of ships.
And Brooke is just out of it.
Now we're trapped again. I guess a group of idle ships swung around the island. They're going to cut us off. Fire!
We're already in firing range!
And the Sunny is getting fired upon.
How come?
That's right, Rabbit. You're trapped fore and aft. Carrot! You've got a fleet ahead of you and a genie behind.
And Sanji comes in and blocks the blade of the genie of Daifuku.
Whoa! There's some huge guy up there!
Well, you finally got us within range for my powers to reach them.
At this moment, it's almost cruel and unusual punishment.
And while this is happening, the ships get closer and closer and start to close in around the Sunny.
How are they suddenly so close?
Look at the ships that are nearest to us. They're all paddle ships.
Oh no! We can't break away from those! The situation is truly desperate, and after we survived so many threats just to get to this point.
And then the water underneath these tart ships, all the water starts to bubble and swell. The ocean itself starts to swell underneath.
What's this? The water's bulging upward.
If you try and mess with my boys, you have to answer to me!
And it's Watatsumi!
What?
And he sends multiple ships flying out of the way.
Hang on. That's one of Hodie's guys from Fishman Island.
It's Watatsumi! Can it be?
Jinbei, wait!
And Jinbei jumps off the Sunny into the ocean. To his shock,
You guys!
as Aladdin and every single member of the Sun Pirates and anyone affiliated with Jinbei are in the ocean waiting for him.
You guys!
We came to see you off, Captain Jinbei! Oops, former captain!
Hey, we can still be your subordinates until you leave the territory, can't we?
And that is the end of chapter 899. Onwards to the last chapter for my rereading of Whole Cake Island. Chapter 900, Bad End Musical. Big Mom's forces, Fluffy Island. And Big Mom is just gorging on the wedding cake. And everyone is running away from Big Mom that's already on Fluffy Island. And Petals is keeping an eye on things. And Chiffon is looking back while she's being, driven away by Capone. And Big Mom is, just swallowing big giant amounts of the cake as well. And Chiffon is thinking back when she was speaking to Sanji. But that method will take all night.
It's a crucial step. I'll do it in 2 hours.
You can't be serious. It'll be fine. He's a true cook through and through. Why are you grinning like that? Take it seriously, Blackleg. Don't you realize the life of your ship and the very fate of this nation are riding on this?
No, sorry. I couldn't help it. I was just imagining Big Mom's face when she tastes how delicious this is.
He's so wonderful!
And Pudding almost looks like she's about to pass out. You're dreaming of how happy she'll be? Your life is in grave danger! And back in the present, she's just watching as Big Mom consumes more of the cake, swallows it, and then there's like this big pulse that happens in her chest, and she falls backwards.
Ah!
Mama! Is it poison? And then we get droplets. We get a light shining down on the cake, and Big Mom on her knees, and Big Mom's eyes filling with tears, as we see Mom completely taken aback by the cake's taste.
It's to die for. What a wonderfully sweet, delicious cake!
Tears in her eyes. That's how good this food is. You ever ate food so good it brought tears to your eyes? That's literally Big Mom right now.
Yes, yes, this is more like it. This is real wedding cake! Yes, she came to a stop.
Look, is Mama back to her senses?
And Big Mom just starts eating more and more of the cake again. She just goes right back into it.
Is it poisoned?
There's no way it isn't. It must not have worked. Mama's just too tough for it.
I can't get enough of this flavor. I know it from somewhere. What is it? It's so yummy!
And Pedals Pedal happily says, "Update to all Totland Islands, Perorin. There will be no further damage."
Yes!
Goes Mondieu. Thanks to Pudding, 35th daughter of Charlotte, Mama's hunger pangs have abated. And everyone is cheering about Big Mom being, sated again.
I was so scared.
It's all right now. Thank goodness, we're right next to Kako Island, so I thought we were next.
Back streets of Kako Island. Lady Pudding utilized the talents of Chiffon the Trader, which combined with her chocolate helped to save all of Totland.
What an astounding feat. Oh, thank you. That's Our Lady Pudding. Thank you, Pudding.
And Pudding is just still in the alleyway where she and Sanji were. Just knelt down. But she's sad.
You're wrong. It wasn't me.
At sea around Kako Island.
Hey, the ship stopped. There are fishmen in the sea.
It's the Sun Pirates! Now's your chance. Keep going. There's a hole in the barge. We've got this, Captain Jinbei.
Look, there's a path in front of us. We've got to
head through it.
Go, Jinbei!
Thank you all.
And they start to sail towards the ocean with Luffy going, with Jinbei going,
They were the ones who stole the enemy's locational.
I can't say locational on the first try. Really?
They're the ones who stole the enemy's locational information, too. Why did I never put it all together? They've been bailing us out of trouble all along.
And then Luffy, well, I can definitely see why they're your crew, Jinbei. And then we get Oven, who's up and about again, and he steps through a mirror on one of the ships. Master Oven, so all is well on Kako Island now?
It's only a matter of time. Brule just helped ferry all of the ammunition that's designed to work on Germa. But I won't rest until I've dealt with the boy who defeated Katakuri!
Thanks, you guys!
Take care of Jinbei for a Straw Hat. Out of my way, fish! Tropical Torment!
And Oven, using his powers, just starts boiling the sea where all of the fishmen are, including Watatsumi, and it starts to instantly fry everyone.
It's Oven! He's boiling the seawater!
Ah! It's too hot! I gotta get away!
And then Watatsumi leaves.
Mon Dieu,
The Queen Mama Chanter will be arriving soon.
good. We're in time.
And then Big Mom keeps eating more and more and more of the cake. And she has like this big old cheese on her face. And she's eating more and more as soldiers continue to surround her. Wow, I never noticed this. But more soldiers start appearing around Big Mom.
What's this? What's this flavor? It's just like a dream. But I couldn't have defined it. That's why I can't even define it. This chase is far from ordinary. It gets dead puppies dancing merry.
And while she's eating, there's like this image of a graveyard inside of her mouth. Like inside of her mouth, there's like an image of a graveyard in there. It's weird.
All along with all confectionery in my pet flavor cemetery.
And she's doing all this singing while this visual of a graveyard is playing while she's singing.
So sweet.
So sweet.
And milky.
And milky.
And rich.
And rich.
And risky.
As the chanter, Big Mom's flagship, appears and starts to open fire right where the fishmen are and where the Sunny is.
Ah, yes. That's it. That's just the spark. A flavor bomb in an amusement park. In my stomach, you will see a great big flavor ceremony.
And then it cuts to Germa having to deal with them having ammo that can actually harm them.
Tell me, Mother, can you sense it? The overflowing sugar bliss?
And we see Mother Carmel.
Yes, that's right.
As Big Mom is singing, we see Ichiji, Niji, Yonji, Reiju. They're now getting harmed because they brought out the ammunition that can bypass the exoskeleton of Germa. Germa 66.
Yes, that's right. The one and only flavor of sheer happiness.
And Big Mom is just picturing her being at her 6th birthday again with all of those kids. You know, the same birthday where they all mysteriously disappeared.
Happy birthday, Lin Lin!
When will we reunite at last to eat this cake and reminisce? So sweet, so sweet, and milky, and rich, and risky.
And another explosion happens at Germa. And we have Snack, who's apparently facing off against Judge.
Tell me, Mother, do you think I've got enough ability to build a place of happiness, a world of pure tranquility, where all the races of the globe are treated with normality? But if you leave, you'll have to face your imminent mortality.
Ooh, okay. It didn't sound like this in the translated scans I read before. Okay, Big Mama got bars. I never read. Okay, so this is my first time reading the. Mind you, even though I'm re-going over the Whole Cake Island arc again, this is my first time reading the official translation, and I'm like, okay, Big Mom has bars. Ooh, I gotta read that again.
Tell me, Mother, do you think I've got enough ability to build a place of happiness, a world of pure tranquility, where all the races of the globe are treated with normality? But if you leave, you'll have to face your imminent mortality. A deal with the devil makes Totland serene. Here we're all a family, thanks to our loving queen.
Big Mom! And Big Mom is just cheering as the Chantry appears to fire directly onto the Sunny, and Big Mom burps after eating that cake and being sent into pure bliss.
Mama! That was yummy. Down the hatch.
And it shows a smoldering area where the Sunny was apparently sunk, with the flag of the Straw Hat crew floating in the water. To be continued in One Piece Volume 90. Or continuing with chapter 901 of my coverage of One Piece, which will probably be how the playlist goes. And this is the end of not only me reading volumes 82 to 89, but essentially me going through the Whole Cake Island arc throughout these volumes, me redoing these sections of the arc itself. And then it just continues with chapters 901 onwards up until, the Reverie, and then Wano Country, and then everything after that. Ladies and gentlemen, honestly, it's been a long endeavor covering these volumes, rereading this entire arc officially this time. I feel good about that. And it's been a long endeavor, but I just wanted to say to every single person who watch basically anything that I do, but especially during my volume readings of One Piece today, I just wanted volume readings of One Piece, especially the Whole Cake Island redo that I've done. I just wanted to say I've had so much fun. So much fun reading through this arc again, knowing exactly the right translations, reading it officially. It was just such a wonderful read. My lips are crazy chapped, but I don't care right now. I'll take care of it later after I eat. I just want to say that it was an immense honor and privilege to be your entertainer today. So with that being said, hope y'all enjoyed. Well, yeah, this brings my volume readings of One Piece to an end because I'm gonna keep the remaining chapters the way they are as we move into Wano, because that's when I really started to get into the really good swing of things, and I think it's best to keep those the way they are going forward. But we're done. We're done with volume readings on Saturdays. As far as like One Piece is concerned, I'm done. So now I'm gonna have to go through the process of taking every reaction I've done from 901 onwards and putting them on one massive playlist so that anyone and everyone can enjoy One Piece from chapter 1 all the way to where it is now. With that being said, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Well, actually, firstly, let me thank you, Finding, thank you for becoming a member. I greatly appreciate it. I'm going to add your name to the credits of all my patrons and members for people who are patrons on Patreon and members here on YouTube. Your name is getting added onto the list. It's good to have you back. And also for, how do I say your name? Shridhar? Shridhar? Please correct me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but Shridhar, thanks for the stream, bro. That was a feast. Yeah, it was great. Thank you. CDs, you were late. You showed up at the end. I'm putting out my outro, man. You were late. You missed it. I'm done with my One Piece volume readings on Saturday. But I got to do my outro because I need to go get some food. I am hungry. Shridhar. Okay, so I got it right. Thank you. That's right. Thank you, Shridhar, for enjoying the compliments for my voice acting and just saying that the stream was a treat. It was thanks for the stream, bro. It was a feast. Thank you for tuning in. If even one singular person liked what I did here today, then I've done my job. And that's all I really look for at the end of the day. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Even consider becoming either a member here on YouTube or a patron on Patreon for only $5 a month because essentially I only got that one tier because, it's better for everybody. But I'm just saying it. And I usually don't go this long describing it, but consider becoming a member here on YouTube or a patron on Patreon because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. And because I know you're coming back anyway. Have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples. We're done.